What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Hoopers Lounge. And today we'll just keep recapping the NBA season so far while previewing the NBA Cup tonight. Week 3 of the NBA Cup takes full force tonight with 9 huge games in the in-season tournament. And then we got a couple games for us. I've got Alex guessing some awards, and Alex has a secret closing time segment that I don't even know what it is. So I'm super excited for that, and we'll get to those 2 games at the end of the episode. But without further ado, I'll let Alex kick us off here. Just start the conversation anywhere, any team, any game, any day. What we want to talk about today?
Yeah, so I've been paying a lot of attention to the standings recently because the top of the standings and the bottom of the standings have been just all equally surprising. Top of the West, I mean, you got fairly expected. You got Thunder and the Nuggets at 1 and 2, like we predicted in the offseason. And then you have the Spurs at 3, which I was very high on the Spurs, and I still think that's an incredible feat for the very young team. It's still without De'Aaron Fox at this point in the season. And then you look at the bottom of the West, and you have teams like the Pelicans, the Mavericks, and the Kings. None of which we thought. I had the Jazz, my last place team. You had the Trailblazers, and both of those teams right now are play-in teams. So the West is a complete shit show. But even looking at the East, it might be even worse because the Detroit Pistons are topping the East. What kind of twisted universe are we living in where the Pistons have the 1 seed? They have won 8 games in a row. That's the longest current winning streak in the NBA. Cade Cunningham has been playing out of his mind during this 8-game winning streak. He's been averaging over 30. And then you look at the bottom of the East. You have 3 teams that are 1 and 10 or worse at this point. So the East is terrible. But the Pacers are among one of these 3 teams. And I think that it comes as a bit of a surprise. We both expect them to take a step back without Halliburton for the year, but I don't think any of us expected them to be at the bottom of this piss-poor conference. It's surprising, and I know you had Nembhard as your most improved player of the year prediction, and he, as well as the rest of the Pacers, none of them have taken that step up that they've needed offensively to make up for the loss of Halliburton. I think that's a big reason that we're seeing the Pacers unable to compete with basically any team in the NBA. But yeah, the standings have been very surprising, very unexpected to start the year. And if we finish here with the Pistons as the 1 seed, that'll be a hell of a surprise. I don't think anyone would have predicted that.
Yeah, so I was also looking at the standings yesterday when I was putting together some notes for this episode, and my first takeaway was the same thing you said. The Pistons on top of the East right now at 10 and 2 is absolutely remarkable. A guy you didn't mention that I think's been vital for them is Jalen Duren. He's been amazing for them this season. He's been amazing this season. And he's definitely taken a next step for the Pistons. So I'm so happy to see that. Asar Thompson obviously still balling. And Cade playing like an MVP candidate, over the last week and a half or so. So he's been playing really good. Some other takeaways in the standings are Orlando and Boston right now are 500 or worse. And they are currently either in the play-in or outside of the play-in altogether. And I don't expect this to continue. I expect both of them to get into the top 6 seeds of the East, I think, by the end of the season. But it was just something that I was kind of surprised by because I thought they were playing better than that as of recently. And Miami. Right now, Miami is a top 6 seed in the East. I don't see that continuing. I think they've been able to win some games that they just, frankly, shouldn't be winning. And this Bam Adebayo injury really scares me for the rest of the season because even when Hero comes back, I'm not sure how good their front court will be. And how about my Phoenix Suns? Currently in 7th place in the West. Absolutely balling. Just dismantled the Pacers last night by 40. Absolutely destroyed them. Dylan Brooks and Booker both go for 30-plus last night. So Phoenix being a very competitive team as I expected. And they're one of the teams that I'll talk about in a little bit later as I have something for them. But yes, the standings are kind of just a mixed bag right now. Obviously, it's still early. The standings are going to change a bunch. But I think Phoenix and Detroit were the 2 teams I really wanted to highlight just because of how well they're playing. And to mention your Spurs, that top 3 seed in the West, they had a tough loss a couple nights ago against the Warriors when they had 2 guys get a triple-double and still lost that game. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, the Spurs are playing great ball right now. And De'Aaron Fox is back, by the way. He's played one, maybe 2 games, I think.
Was he back against the Warriors?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was that first game back? I didn't look at the stat line. Do you know how he did?
He played bad against the Warriors, but that was not his first game back. I think he's played 2 or 3 games.
Okay.
So I can look at that. But yes, the Spurs are playing very good ball regardless. And to look at
there's only so much you can do when you're playing Steph Curry.
all right, so De'Aaron Fox
he
against
went
the
off.
Warriors had 13 points on 14 shots, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 35 minutes. So he played a normal workload.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, Dylan Harper could match those numbers with better efficiency. So
He played really good.
That's not the game-changing force Fox was expected to be, at least in that game.
Against the Bulls, he had 21 points on 14 shots in 36 minutes, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. So that was much better.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of output they need. He doesn't need to be a primary scorer.
I think against Chicago, that was his first game back, I think. So 2 games for Fox, 1 good, 1 bad. Oh, no, 3 games, sorry. He scored 20. He was their leading scorer against the Pelicans, 24 points.
Okay.
In 30 minutes.
Okay, so De'Aaron has already made an impact on the Spurs. He had a rough game against the Warriors, just knocking the rust off. I shouldn't be concerned. I think the Spurs are still going to be better with De'Aaron. Speaking about the Bulls, we talked about them in a few episodes back as a team that's maybe going to drop down the standings, and they have dropped down very quickly, going from the top of the East to now 9th place after a 4-game losing streak. I know Josh Giddey had his ankles broken so badly that it actually injured him, and he had to miss the next game. One of the nastiest ankle breakers we have seen in recent, arguably since James Harden step back, stare down 3. That's the nastiest ankle breaker I can remember since that. That was filthy. And the fact that he had to miss the next game. Anyways, the Bulls, we both called it. They got off to a hot start, but it wasn't sustainable. The Giddey MVP conversations can officially come to a close. That is not happening.
Yeah, no, not happening. That was fun for about a week and a half. For about 10 days, Josh Giddey was amazing, and I still think the Bulls right now, they sit at 6-4, I believe, and I still find them. I think they're going to be right around
6-5, but yeah.
6-5, yeah. So I think they're going to be, right around 500, a little bit better. They still have a good roster, I think, and a play-in team, top 8 seed in the East, I still think is well within reach for them. But yeah, the undefeated 5-0 start obviously is not sustainable, and anytime, we talk about this all the time, but anytime your best player misses time, like Josh Giddey did, it's hard to win those games. And so I expect Chicago to continue to hover around 500 for the rest of the year.
The issue with Chicago is that this is what they do every year. Every year they hover around 500 and they get an 8, 9, or 10 seed, and they either get out in the play-in games or they're an easy first-round exit for whoever the 1 or 2 seed is. And then they have a late-round lottery pick coming in at 12th, 13th, or 14th and can't add any elite talent to their already mediocre roster. The Bulls have been stuck in basketball mediocrity probably since Jimmy Butler left the Bulls. It has not been fun being a Bulls fan and watching your team continuously get dismantled in 4 or 5 games by the best teams in the East, or losing to the Miami Heat or Toronto Raptors seemingly every single year in the play-in game. I mean, the Bulls need to decide what they want to be, because you're clearly not good enough to be a contender, and you're not bad enough to suck. There's something that you need to change if you want to get out of this basketball purgatory that you have been in for at least a half decade. You spoke about the Magic and about injuries, and the Magic, after their 1-4 start, they have turned it around, going 4-2 in their last, or 5-2 in their last couple of games to get to 6-6. But that comes with the caveat that Paolo Banchero is expected to miss a few weeks with a hamstring strain, and like you said, it is incredibly difficult for a team to win without their best player. Now, has Paolo been the Orlando Magic's best player this year? That's up for debate because Franz Wagner has been playing incredibly, and he has been the main reason why the Magic have been able to recover back to 500. But Paolo is still the face of the franchise, and it's not going to be easy for the Magic to continue this ascent back up the standings without him in their lineup.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I do think Paolo's been the best player for the Magic this year. You got to think, Paolo is seeing the best defender on the other team. He's seeing all the types of coverages that teams are throwing at Paolo because teams would rather take him away over a guy like Franz or Desmond Bane. And so I do think Paolo's been their best player. Can he be better? Absolutely. I don't think he's played his best yet. And Franz has been very good as well. But I still think if you ask teams that play against the Magic who their number one priority to stop is, I think every team in the league would tell you it's Paolo Banchero. And this hamstring strain, couple of weeks, hamstrings, at least from my experience and watching a lot of sports and seeing like all different types of athletes deal with hamstrings, this is something that could linger. And so I hope they're able to address it correctly, give him enough rest so that it doesn't pop up, in April when the playoffs start and, the season gets even more important.
Yeah, completely agreed. Because the Magic are going to need Paolo at his best and fully healthy if they want to make their deep playoff run and live up to the aspiration that they made when they traded for Bane. But speaking about Desmond Bane, he has not played well, and that is why the Magic are struggling. He was brought in solely because the Magic suck at three-point shooting and they needed shooters. Bane, he had a nice game winner. He had a nice buzzer-beating game winner. I forgot who it was against, but that is the only good thing he has done for the Magic this year. He is shooting below 30% on the year from three-point range, and that is the one thing that the Magic gave up 4 first-round picks and gave him a maximum contract extension to do, and he's completely sucking at it. So hopefully, maybe Banchero getting out will allow Bane to slide back into that second option role that he was in Memphis, and that'll allow him to get more comfortable within this new offense and this new team that he's trying to integrate in. But early season results show that Orlando severely, dramatically overpaid for Desmond Bane.
Yeah, to your point, Bane hit that game winner against Portland on November 10th, just a couple of days ago. But that was the only three-pointer that he made the entire game. He went 1 of 6 from 3, and that one was obviously the buzzer beater for the win. So, to your point, he has not shot the ball the way they anticipated early. But like all great shooters, they go through some slumps, and I expect Desmond Bane's three-point shooting to improve throughout the year. Again, it takes time to acclimate to a new team. We're only 12 games into Orlando's season. So plenty of ball to be played, and I expect Desmond Bane to be better because, frankly, he's better than what he's been doing. It'll be interesting to see how well they play without Paolo, though. I don't know how many games they're going to win, to be honest, because now Franz or Bane is going to get the best defender, depending on what position the other team's best defender plays, and it might be tough to generate some offense. So I look for a guy like Jalen Suggs to play better. I look for Anthony Black to play better. Those are the types of guys that need to step up for Orlando without Paolo because, again, I'm not worried about Desmond Bane right now. The shooting has been a struggle, but I think he's going to pick it up for sure.
Speaking about injuries in the East, Atlanta Hawks guard Trae Young is expected to be out for at least a month. And this injury is an especially intriguing one to watch because the Hawks owe an unprotected 2026 first-round pick to the San Antonio Spurs. And if Trae Young's injury keeps him out long-term or he can't come back 100% from this injury and the Hawks start losing games and they get high lottery odds, that is terrifying for the rest of the NBA. If the Spurs were able to add someone like DeBonsa, Carlos Boozer, Darren Peterson, or even Nate Ament, Koa Pete, that is a Caleb Wilson. That is a scary, scary team. That is a dynasty in the making, and it will be the Thunder and Spurs running the Western Conference for years to come. So Trae Young's injury could have long-term ramifications on the league, and that'll be interesting to watch.
All right, so keeping it on Atlanta, do you know when Trae Young got hurt?
He got hurt. I don't think it was about a week ago. I saw the announcement on League Alerts on Instagram a few days back that he was expected to miss a month.
All right, so Atlanta, right now,
they won their last game. Jalen Johnson put up Jokic numbers. He had 31, 18, and 14.
And 7 steals.
Yeah, disgusting.
All right, so I'm just trying to find the last game Trae Young played. All right, he played against Chicago. All right, he played against Brooklyn. So without Trae Young this year, Atlanta is 6-2 without Trae Young this year.
Wow.
So
I did not know that. Wow.
They're 8-5 for the year. 6-2 since the Trae Young injury. I didn't know they were that good either.
They're below 500 with Trae, and they're a top 3 team without him.
it helps.
I
It
think
helps
speaks
when
volumes.
it helps when you pick up a guy like Nikhil Alexander-Walker in free agency, and he's able to just fill in for Trae Young at point guard. That definitely helps because I think he's one of the better bench players in the league. And again, Jalen Johnson dropping a 31, 18, and 14 game and 7 steals. Like, you're not going to lose when you have a guy play like that. So Jalen Johnson's been great. Okongwu dropped 32 last night as well. He's been really good. I struggle with their depth, obviously, without Trae Young, but they had Krejci drop 20 off the bench. Luke Kennard dropped 12 off the bench. So the Hawks, I think, are actually going to be just okay. I don't think that pick will come into play as much as you think. I think this actually helps Atlanta learn how to play without Trae Young. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe Trae Young is a trade candidate for Atlanta. Maybe they try and trade Trae for somebody like, I'm just throwing it out there, Anthony Davis, Kyrie.
That'd be a move.
The Mavericks are struggling.
How about trading Stargard for Stargard?
Ja, yeah. There's a lot of names floating around in the trade market right now, which I want to get to in a little bit. But I think Atlanta, if they see how good they're playing, they could package Trae for either picks or something, that helps them win with the roster they have. Because I think at guard, with Dyson Daniels and Nikhil Alexander-Walker, you can get by with those guards, especially with how good those two play defensively. You can get by with those guards if your front court is so dominant offensively as Jalen Johnson has been. So I don't worry about San Antonio taking advantage of that pick, I think, as much as you may have mentioned. But Atlanta's a team to watch out for, I think, in the trade market because of how well they've been playing without Trae Young.
And this is the issue I had with Trae Young and the Hawks as a whole, but specifically Trae Young. It's why I picked him to be a play-in team preseason. Is that Trae Young, yes, he's an incredible offensive hub. He's an elite scorer and an elite playmaker on offense. But he cannot do anything else at a high level. He is piss poor on defense. He is among the worst on-ball and off-ball defenders in the league. He is a non-factor on offense without the ball in his hands, meaning that he needs the ball to have any sort of impact, which takes away opportunities from guys like Jalen Johnson and Risha Shea, who have proven that they can contribute to the Hawks. And to win with Trae Young, it has to be a team built around him. And at this point, it is fair to question whether or not Trae Young is the best player on the Hawks. And if he is not, he needs to go because you cannot win with Trae Young as a second option. He's a player. He needs the ball in his hands. And yeah, that's about all I got to say to that. It's a concern I had with the Hawks. And yeah, your point, them being 6-2 without Trae, I think makes him a very viable trade candidate at the deadline.
Yeah, it gives Atlanta a lot of leverage because, in my opinion, he still is their best player right now. And so either you don't trade him and you get your best player back from injury, and again, you should be better theoretically, or you get to trade him, and it's basically like house money that you just made this season. So speaking on trades, I wrote down a couple teams for AD and Kyrie because I saw a report that with the Nico Harrison firing, obviously that just happened. I figured we'd talk about that a little bit as well. I don't like to call for people's jobs. I think it's terrible when you say that this guy should be fired or this guy and whatever. But what Nico Harrison did last season to the Dallas Mavericks organization is just inexcusable. And I think he had it coming. That's something that I think the reports were that it created just a toxic environment within the building, not only for the fan base, but for the players. And I totally understand that. I mean, this guy tried to defend trading away a top 3 player in the league who's, 20.
Who's now averaging 40.
Yeah. Like for a bag of chips and a dude with one working knee. I was not saying that Nico Harrison should be fired, but I understand why they did it. And that's all. I'll leave it at that. But the trade rumors surrounding the Mavericks now with how bad they've started, I think this is an opportunity to blow it up and completely build around Cooper Flagg. So, some of the teams I have written down, Alex, I just want you to tell me if you could see this trade happening and how good you think this team would be with AD. So we'll start with Anthony Davis because I think he's more valuable than Kyrie as a trade asset. So we'll start with AD. And my first team, my favorite team that I brainstormed, is the team currently in first in the East, Detroit.
Okay. It's just I don't know how AD would fit in with Jalen Duren cramping or spacing is already an issue with Detroit. It's because Asar Thompson is a non-shooter. Duran's a non-shooter. Cade Cunningham, his shot's still in development, but his three-point shot is still not the strength of his game. Ivy's not a known three-point threat. The spacing is already an issue, and I think adding somebody like Anthony Davis, who prefers to play in the paint, I think that'll just cramp the floor up even more for Cade and Co. It will improve them defensively, of course, but it also comes with a caveat. Can Anthony Davis stay healthy? I actually disagree with your take. I do think Kyrie is a bigger trade asset right now than AD just because of health. Yes, Kyrie is coming off an ACL, but this is the first major injury of his career. First injury that has kept him out for like a calendar year. Anthony Davis has had multiple of these throughout his career. And because of that, I just think it's going to be more of a risk to take on AD than Kyrie. And teams are going to value him less because of that. But I don't like the fit of AD with Detroit. I think Kyrie would be a better fit, maybe as a secondary ball handler to Cade Cunningham. I don't know if Kyrie is willing to take on that role at this point in his career, but I don't think either of those two would be an ideal fit with Detroit.
Okay. Next team up, this was kind of a blockbuster. I have him going to Philly in exchange with Embiid in a package
I would
Embiid.
like this. And okay, Philly, their weakness right now is interior defense, and Embiid because Embiid is no longer able to provide that at the level that he once was when he was the MVP. Anthony Davis, once again, assuming good health, can provide that, and that would make Philly dangerous in the Eastern Conference. That would make them, I would say, the presumable favorite in the Eastern Conference if they're able to get a paint defender like Anthony Davis. I think that is a great fit for AD and for Philly.
And then the last one, again, this is a little biased. I think AD would fit perfectly in Golden State. I think that the Warriors have enough young players and picks to trade for a guy like Anthony Davis. And I think he, starting with Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, I just don't see how Golden State would pass that up, seeing as how they are trying to win one more championship before Steph retires. So I think they could be all in for a guy like Anthony Davis.
I have the same issue with that as I do with the Pistons, less to an extent, of course, because you have Stephen fucking Curry and he's going to provide good spacing all around. But Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green are not floor spacers. Well, Draymond Green doesn't really do much offensively. He just kind of hands the ball up to Curry and hopes for the best. Jimmy Butler is a slasher, right? His job is to get to the free throw line, get into the paint. And he does that at a high level, but he's not a shooter. And Anthony Davis, I think him coming in would cause the same spacing issues on offense. Again, you have Stephen Curry, so it's not going to be as bad. And you do have guys like Buddy Hield and Podziemski that maybe you can play them more if you bring a guy like AD. But I don't think you could play Draymond, AD, and Butler together on the floor for long stretches of a period of time.
Here's where I slightly disagree.
Defensively, it would be elite. Defensively, it would be great, but I think offensively, there would be major.
Here's where I disagree with you about the spacing. Shooting, I agree. There would definitely be a lack of shooting. But because the Warriors move so well without the ball, spacing is never an issue, no matter who's out there. You could have Steph Curry with Gary Payton, Jimmy Butler, Quentin Post can kind of shoot, but you've got guys like Kuminga, Butler, Green, and Gary Payton. Throw those four guys out there with Steph Curry, and their spacing is not a problem. A lot of that has to do with Steph, but a lot of that also has to do with how well they pass the ball and how well they move without the ball. So I think comparing that to a situation like Detroit, I just think it's two totally different things. And, hey, Jimmy and Dre will knock down some threes if you leave them open. Like, they're not terrible shooters. They're both 30% guys. Like, they're not that bad at shooting threes.
They're both better. They're both better at shooting than Jalen Duren and Oscar Thompson, for example. So that's what I mean. Like, you have Steph Curry and you have slightly better shooters. You have below average shooters instead of awful shooters. However, yes, Golden State does play a beautiful motion offense. They have done that in the entire Steve Kerr era, so that has helped with spacing. However, a part of that has come with the consistency that Golden State brings in year after year. I mean, Curry and Draymond have been on the team for a decade and a half now, been the leaders of the team. They brought in, yes, Jimmy Butler is new, but Butler is also one of the most high IQ, hardworking players in the league, right? I don't think him picking up the Golden State offense, especially after full offseason of being able to learn it was was troublesome for him. If you trade for a guy like Anthony Davis in the middle of the season, he doesn't have any chemistry with these guys. He's coming into a completely new team, having to learn a complicated motion offense that, yes, when it works, is beautiful, but it's going to take a while to integrate him into the offense. And in the meantime, you're going to need that spacing. You're going to need shooting to offset, your offense might not be up to a speed that Kerr and the rest of the team would want it at when you integrate someone as crucial as Davis. And Golden State just does not have that shooting. You have Stephen Curry, yes, but what happens when you double team Curry and someone's wide open on the perimeter, whether it be Butler, whether it be Green, whether it be AD? Can they knock down the open three consistently? Can they do it in the big moments? Can they do it in the playoffs? And that, it remains to be seen, but they haven't shown throughout the last couple of years that they are capable of that.
Yeah, I hear you there. So those were the three teams I had for AD.
I like Philly the best out of those three. I think Philly would be a phenomenal fit for AD. Just speaking about that makes me want to see it. Philly would be a scary team.
Next up for Kyrie, I think there's a couple teams that would work for Kyrie, and you seem to think he's more valuable. So I'll start with my favorite one, and this is somewhere where I wish they were healthy, but Miami. I think Kyrie in Miami with a healthy Hero, a healthy Norman Powell, and a healthy Bam Adebayo, that team can win the East, I think. With Eric Spoelstra at the head coach, that team can win the East. Now, Bam's injury and Hero's injury obviously suck, and I hope they get back soon. But I think this was my favorite for Kyrie is Miami, just because obviously with them losing Rozier too, they could use some guard help, and he would be the dominant ball handler, maybe other than Hero, but I think Hero can play off ball fairly competently with how good of a shooter he is. So I think Kyrie with the ball in his hands would be dangerous in an Eric Spoelstra-led team. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Miami is just one of those teams where you could put in, you could say any disgruntled superstar would fit in Miami, and I would completely agree. It's just the Heat culture that Spoelstra, that Pat Riley have built over the course of the past decades that they've been associated with the franchise. It is incredible. They make no-namers into role players. They make role players into all-stars. They make all-stars into superstars. That is Heat culture epitomized. So any player, I think, would be a great fit on the Heat.
Yeah.
But Kyrie specifically, I love the fit. The Heat right now, they need an offensive hub. Hero has shown that he can operate as that offensive hub in a pinch, but I still do think Hero is better as an off-ball secondary scoring option. I think he was great when Jimmy Butler was in Miami, and yes, he did make an All-Star game last year as the Heat's number one option, but I think the Heat would be better suited as a team to compete for championships if he was the second option. So I think having an offensive hub like Kyrie, who can do everything, he can score, he can shoot, he can play make, would take off the load on Hero and make it everything else easier for the Miami Heat. That is their main weakness right now, and Kyrie would fix that. I love that fit.
Yeah. And then the two other ones, I'm not as high on these just because they have players that dominate the ball, but it was Milwaukee because I think they could use a second option like Kyrie, and Minnesota, a team that I've talked about making a move. So what I don't love those as much compared to Miami.
Milwaukee, I like this. Obviously, it would be pretty cool for me as a Milwaukee fan to see a Kyrie in a Milwaukee jersey. But seeing how the whole Damian Lillard and Giannis era went in Milwaukee, I would not want to see that. As a fan, wanting to see the Bucks win. First of all, we have no trade assets. So even if we wanted Kyrie, we could not get it. Okay. So we have no chance. We have no future. But even if we theoretically did, I still do not think it would be worth it. Damian Lillard and Giannis were not the game-breaking two-man that they were expected to be when Milwaukee made that trade. And it was just playoff disappointment after playoff disappointment, and now Lillard is gone. And I'm not saying Kyrie would have the same fit. Maybe he might be a better fit. But after seeing how Giannis and the Bucks played when they had an established elite guard, I'm not sure an established elite guard is what will fix the Bucks and push them over the mountain. The Timberwolves, kind of the same thing. They do not have the assets nor the cap flexibility needed to make a move. Gobert, Randall, Edwards, and Naz Reid are all on max contracts, and that is taking up a lot of space. They would not be able to afford Kyrie Irving. But in theory, even if they were able to, I don't like the fit with Anthony Edwards. I don't think either of those players would be great at playing off ball. I think both of them need to be the number one option for them to succeed. Kyrie, he started off his career as a number two behind LeBron, but I think he's kind of been a secondary option his entire career. He was behind LeBron, and then even in Boston, he had 1 year, and then he was behind Tatum, and then he went to Brooklyn, he was behind KD, then he went to Dallas, he was behind Luka. I think Kyrie wants to be the first option at this point in his career. I think he wants. That's what I think he's looking at. He's won a championship. I don't think he's ring hungry. I think he wants to leave a legacy and leave a lasting impact because his career specifically has been marred by controversy off the court, and I think he wants fans to better remember him for the on the court talent and entertainment that he brings, and that'll be better provided as the first option.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
my thoughts on Kyrie and
I agree with that. Because he has spent his whole career as a second option, I do think he would fit in Milwaukee a little bit better than Dame did because Dame in Portland was always the number one option. The best player he ever played with was LaMarcus Aldridge, and that's nowhere near the caliber of player that Giannis is. And so I think that Kyrie would fit a lot better in Milwaukee than Dame did, just from the standpoint of Kyrie knows like how to play with an absolute stud like Giannis. And I agree about Minnesota though. Anthony Edwards to me is so ball dominant. Giannis is ball dominant too, but Giannis is a great passer, and Anthony Edwards just does not have that in his game. When he has the ball, he's looking to score, and so I think that would be a little bit of a worse fit. But I just like the idea of Kyrie and Ant taking on the West as a duo. I like that. I think that would just be a nightmare for teams to defend.
I would have rather seen Ant and KD. I think that would have been so fun seeing Ant play with the player he grew up idolizing. I wish KD went to the Warriors instead of the Rockets this offseason, just as a basketball fan. Nothing to do with his fit or the Rockets as a whole. Just I think it would have been fun seeing KD and Ant play together.
That would have been sick.
I do think seeing Ant play with any other superstar will be exciting. I mean, he's the next young American superstar in the NBA. So you want to get him as much national exposure as you can, and getting another star in Minnesota will only help that cause.
Yeah. All right. So moving off of trade talks, let's talk about tonight's slate. The NBA Cup, Week 3. We mentioned it a little bit earlier. There's 9 games on here. A lot of good games. I'm looking at the slate right now. Just a couple that I'm really excited to look at. Sixers Pistons, really good game. Embiid, unfortunately, out tonight. But VJ
Okay. Are we surprised?
and VJ Edgecombe is questionable. So hopefully he goes.
Oh, that is a surprise.
But Tyrese Maxey, I think, can lead the Sixers to a win even without those two. I think he's been that good. Miami and New York, again, great game, but Jalen Brunson's out, so not as excited to watch that one. And Bam's out. A sneaky
Your
good
Warriors
game.
and Spurs once again matching up tonight on national television. By the way,
Well, on Amazon.
Is this already?
Yeah.
Is this already? Okay, well, yeah, but it's actually watchable. Is this the third time they've already matched up this year, or the second?
Second. Or 1-0 against the
Okay.
Spurs, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've only played the Spurs once, and it was 2 nights ago. Now we played them again in the same building. That's kind of weird. We play at the Spurs back-to-back games.
Back-to-back nights.
So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made, as tonight is an in-season tournament game. I expect the Spurs to win tonight. However, I don't anticipate Wemby and Stephon Castle both having a triple-double. So that's an actually really interesting game. Another sneaky game is Portland and Houston tonight. I think that could be good. And then an absolute bottom feeder matchup between the Clippers and Mavericks tonight too, which should be a close game. So
Little tank fest there.
yeah. And all the other games are projected to be blowouts. Charlotte just has so many injuries against the Bucks. The Pelicans are terrible against the Lakers. I mean, Luka might drop 50. He might drop 50
Nets are
on
going
the
to play the
Pelicans.
Magic. Michael Porter Jr. might drop 50 on the Magic and still have 0 assists, and they'll lose by 40 still somehow. But yeah, the slate today should be good, and just it being the in-season tournament, the NBA Cup, it should hopefully make teams play with that higher intensity that is oftentimes wished in the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of good games to watch tonight. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Luka might actually drop 50 on the Pelicans tonight. He might
drop 60.
He might. He might. We might see two players go for 50 in the same game. I don't know if that's ever been done before, but Luka.
Wait, it has. Jamal and Donovan Mitchell did it in the bubble.
No, I'm talking about on the same team.
I don't know if it's ever been done regular.
I'm talking about on the same team.
Oh,
like if Luka and Reeves just went for 50 each tonight against the Pelicans.
Have two players dropped 100 by themselves? That'd be crazy. I know LeBron and Kyrie dropped 40 together in the playoffs once, which is like absurd.
Against the Warriors, they dropped like 41 each, I think, yeah. Which was probably the closest.
Yeah, so dropping 50 would be...
Tonight might be the night. Luka and Reeves might combine for 100 tonight against the Pelicans. That might happen.
Yeah, watch out. Pelicans can't defend anybody. They can't score against anybody. They legitimately might win no more than 5 games this year. They are awful.
Yeah, they're really bad. Sitting at 2-9 right now. All right. Anything else you want to chat about?
Now let's get into award predictions because
all right.
I'm excited for this. I have not looked at the betting odds. I don't sports bet, so I have no idea what the odds are looking like.
I'm a pretty avid sports bettor, for people that know me. And right now I have 4 awards written down. The MVP, the Rookie of the Year, the Most Improved Player, and the Defensive Player of the Year. And I wrote down the top 3 favorites in betting odds in order. Now, this is before last night's game. So I wrote these down yesterday. So this is before last night's game.
So Jalen Johnson is not going to be in the MVP running.
No. So last night, Toronto, Cleveland, Indiana, Phoenix, and Atlanta, Utah. Really no MVP caliber players on any of those teams anyway. So, all right. So what award do you want to start with? And I'll just let you start guessing.
Let's start with Rookie of the Year.
Okay. All right. So the betting favorite now.
Can I have the odds for this?
Oh, yeah.
Can I have the odds before I get the player?
I didn't write down the odds, so let me pull it up. But there's a clear favorite for 2 of these awards, and one of them is Rookie of the Year right now. There's a clear favorite.
Okay.
I want to see if you can get all 3 of the top 3. So I'll let you know.
I feel pretty confident on the favorite. I mean,
interesting. All right, Rookie of the Year. Okay, so the favorite for Rookie of the Year is currently sitting at -130, with second place being at +280 and third place being at +350.
Okay. Well, I feel like the favorite right now is Edgecombe at this point of the year. I don't think there's much debate right now that you can make for any rookie being better than VJ Edgecombe.
Is that your final answer?
I think, yes, that is my final answer. As the favorite, I think it's Edgecombe.
Incorrect. VJ Edgecombe is currently in second place at +280.
Are you shitting me?
To win Rookie of the Year.
They don't have Cooper Flagg still at 1, do they?
Yeah. They do at -130. And I'll admit, I'll be the first to admit that VJ Edgecombe's been better, but I think they're anticipating. I think they're anticipating Cooper Flagg being a lot better, and VJ Edgecombe, he's been really good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's been all-star level good. Like, I don't think he's been that much better than Cooper Flagg. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I think what helps a lot is
that's a surprise to me. That's a surprise.
What helps a lot is that Edgecombe's team is winning and Flagg's team is losing. I think if Flagg's team was winning, this wouldn't really be close because I think their stats, while they're not perfectly similar, they're not as far as I think maybe you're anticipating. Can you guess who is in third place? This guy's been balling.
I'm going to guess Colin Knippel on the Hornets.
Correct. He is in third place, right behind Edgecombe. So Alex, he got the 3 names right, just in the wrong order for Rookie of the Year. Con Knippel's been a beast, even without all the injuries. He's been amazing for the Hornets.
He has showed such a higher ceiling and ability to play make, which was not shown very much in college. So the ceiling for Con Knippel is a lot more than the spot-up shooter that a lot of people thought he was coming into the league. And that's why a lot of people thought the Hornets reached for him. But looking like a great pick for the Hornets, and yeah, Knippel should be a centerpiece for years to come. Yeah. All right. What award do you want to go to next? MVP, Most Improved, or DPOY? Let's go to MIP because this is going to be a complete crapshoot.
All right, so at favorite, we have somebody at plus 380. Second favorite plus...
Favorite is at plus 380.
Yeah, the second favorite is plus 450, and the third favorite is plus 600. Yeah, these are three guys that we've mentioned by name on the podcast before.
I'm gonna guess Austin Reeves at 1 as the favorite.
No, he is not in the top 3.
He's not in the top 3. Austin Reeves is not in the top 3. Are you shitting me?
He's 5th. He's 5th in the most improved voting.
He's in the MVP voting and he's never been an all-star. In what world is this not the most improved player?
All right. When you hear first place, when you hear first place, I think you'll give it to him. Now, second and third, I think Reeves should be in the top 3, but first place I think is 100%.
Is it Duren?
Okay.
Is Jalen Duren in the top 3?
Yes. Yes. He is in the top.
I don't think he's the favorite. I'm gonna guess he's second. I don't think he's the favorite.
Jalen Duren is second in MVP odds right now at plus 450.
MIP, but yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry. Did I say MVP? MIP.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's good, but he hasn't been that good.
No. All right. First place you should get, I think. It's a guy we mentioned today.
Is it Tyrese Maxey?
No, he's not in the top 10.
Okay, fair. Okay. Fuck. Is it Jalen Johnson?
No, he's 7th. But I think he's going to be creeping up there so long as he keeps putting up numbers like last night.
Wait. Is it Giddey?
Yeah.
Is Giddey on there?
It's Josh Giddey. He's first. Okay. So I think him on a Bulls team that was supposed to be really bad, averaging a damn near triple-double. I do understand why he's first right now.
I understand it too, and especially with the Bulls' hot start, but I think if this slide for the Bulls continue, that's going to coalesce with a Josh Giddey slide down these MIP standings. Yeah. So we got Giddey, we got Duren.
At third place, this is a guy that you were very high on in the offseason, and it was on a team that I thought was going to suck. Those are the two odds or hints I can give you.
Okay. This makes it feel like Trailblazers.
Good thought.
Who would be most? Is it Avdia? Is it Denny Avdia?
It is. Yeah, third place.
He hasn't even improved. He's played the same level that he.
But
this award is awful.
But the Trailblazers are winning. That's what matters. Your team has to win.
They were winning the last 20 games of last season too.
Okay.
Avdia is actually putting up worse numbers than he did the last 20 games.
Yeah. So
how is he the third favorite?
All right, so fourth place is your boy Ryan Rollins in fourth, and
he should be first. Honestly, on God.
Austin Reeves is fifth. He should be in the top 3 for 100%. Austin, and I think Jalen Johnson, if he keeps this up, will be a top 3 candidate by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. I think with probably Giddey.
I think
Giddey.
His current top 3 is all going to be out by the end of it. Honestly, yeah. I think. I honestly think Reeves, Rollins, and I'm blanking. Who did you just say? Who was the last one you said?
Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson. I think Reeves, Rollins, and Jalen Johnson will finish the year as the top 3. I think that's very likely. They're all going to be in roles. It's very similar, if not increased, because of injury, as in Jalen Johnson. I think it's going to be. I think this top 3 is first of all.
They have.
Second of all,
they have Jokic to win Most Improved Player at plus 2,500 or 25,000. I mean, could you imagine Jokic winning Most Improved Player?
He averages a 30-point triple-double last season, and then wins Most Improved. Dude, I know there was a. I don't think he is anymore, but like the first week of the season or so, Wemby was a favorite to win MVP, MIP, and DPOY.
Yeah, he's plus 8,000 to win MIP. He's not going to win that award.
Is that top 10 or no?
Oh no, he's like top 25. He's not even in the top 20. Okay. No.
Okay.
No. So
what does plus 25,000 put you at?
Oh, all right. If I bet
the odds went that low.
If I bet $1 on Jokic to win the Most Improved Player, I'd win $250. Just putting $1 on it, I'd win $250. There's no way he wins Most Improved Player, though. There's no shot. All right, DPOY or MVP? Let's go DPOY.
Let's go DPO. Yeah, let's say MVP for last.
All right, so this is the other award with a clear favorite at minus 295. I think you'll be able to get this one pretty easily.
And let me remind you that this clear favorite you, for some reason, picked against in the offseason. God knows why. Because I still do not understand why you did not
to be
pick Victor
different.
Wembanyama,
To
the
be
presumptive
different.
favorite.
Yeah,
win.
he is.
Okay, at least you're honest
He's
about
the
it.
favorite.
At least you know it.
The guy I picked is top 5 in these odds, by the way. So it's not like I picked some scrub. All right, Amen Thompson is in 5th right here. All right, so
No, you didn't pick a scrub, but it's like picking Brian Scalabrine and LeBron. Like Brian Scalabrine ain't no scrub. He made the NBA, but you're going to pick him against LeBron? That's not happening. That's what you.
Bro.
That's
The Wemby glaze still is crazy. All right, second place is plus 800, with third place being plus 1500. So these guys, according to the odds book, have no chance to win this award unless Wemby gets hurt. That's really what they're telling you.
Is Chet Holmgren in this top?
He's in second.
Either of these spots? Okay.
He's in second.
Okay. And then I'm just going to take a guess. Mobley won it last year. It would make sense for him to be third.
Correct. Mobley is third. Wow, good job.
We got that. Wow. All
Fourth
right. Fourth
place is a guard in the East. Let's see if you can get this one.
Guard in the East. It should be Ryan Rollins, honestly, but let me see. It's not Jalen Suggs, is it?
No.
Okay. Is it? No. It's guard in the East.
He's Australian. I don't know if that helped or hurt
Josh
you.
Giddey.
No, he doesn't play defense.
I think it does hurt me because he doesn't play defense. Other than Giddey, the only Australian I can think of is Joe Ingles and Patty Mills.
No, okay.
It's Dyson Daniels.
Yep,
okay.
Dyson Daniels. There you go. Okay, he's fourth. Amen Thompson fifth. So, all right, MVP. Here we go. This is what y'all been waiting for. The top 5 are really neck and neck in terms of odds.
We're gonna do top 5 then. Screw top 3. We'll do top 5 for
Yep.
MVP.
I'm not going to give you the odds for this one because I think you know the 5 players in the top 5. You just have to figure out the order in which they are in.
There's a pretty clear top 5. I'm gonna. Okay, we're just gonna go Giannis 1, Luka 2, Wemby 3, Jokic 4, Shea 5.
So wrong. You didn't get a single one right. All right.
Is Jokic 1?
At 5, we have Giannis. At 4, at 4, you have Wemby. At 3, you have Luka. At 2, you have Shea. At 1, you have Jokic.
Giannis has been by far and away not just the best, but the most valuable player to his team this year.
Yeah, not according to the odds, bud.
How in the world is he not top 3? This doesn't make sense. Giannis has been averaging 35 points a game on 70% shooting. This is the most efficient season we have ever seen in NBA history. You know what? You know who?
And he's still not even the best player in the league. It's crazy. He's still not even the best player in the league. It's crazy.
Giannis is actually, for players who have shot at least 10 threes thus far this year, Giannis is the top 5 3-point shooting percentage. He's a shooter.
How does that help him win the MVP though? No.
Because he has no weaknesses. Give him the MVP. I cannot believe he's fit. Like,
should we bet on it right now, live on the air? Should we bet Giannis to win the MVP right now on the air?
Honestly, the odds seem pretty good at this point. If he's
at plus 800. So if I put $1 on it, that would win us $8 or $9. Sorry, you do the math. $5 would win us $45.
That's 9. I'm a fan of those odds. I would put $1 on it.
I think he should be higher than Luka just because Austin Reeves did the same thing Luka did while he was out. But
I think he should be higher than Wemby and
Shea's team is so they've been just destroying people though.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I can't put him over. Giannis hasn't been better than Shea, but the Thunder have just been so dominant. But then also Jokic has been doing Jokic things, but he's also had some very un-Jokic like games. I don't think Giannis has had a bad game yet this
Yeah,
year.
but
He can't
Giannis has
afford a
also
bad game.
he's
The Bucks
also
are
missed a
undefeated.
couple games to injury too. So
Okay, true. Good
and
point,
the
good point.
the Bucks
Okay,
have
so-
won
and-
some
and
games
so has
without
Luka.
Giannis. Giannis they've won some games without him too, which I think hurts his MVP
We have won
case.
one game without Giannis, and it was against the Warriors. That is the only game we have won
Oh.
without Giannis. So
Alright.
I don't know if that says more about the Warriors or more about
Yes.
the Bucks.
Oh
But,
no, more about the Warriors for sure. Definitely more about the
Yeah.
Warriors
Um,
for sure.
I'm shocked to hear Giannis.
All right, so those are the betting
odds.
odds. I would like to keep doing that, once a month maybe, just to see how the odds are looking.
Just see how the race like kind of changes and
Yeah, because
which players become the favorites as the year goes on.
I don't think sports betting apps are like the know all be all, but it's good to know where their heads are because it's very interesting to see like they have right now in 6th place, way behind Giannis, is Cade Cunningham. So I like to see him getting some recognition.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
In
See,
6th.
The issue I have
So-
with sports betting is that they don't do their odds based on if the season were to end today. Their odds are
Yeah.
obviously based
It's
on
all,
who's
it's
most
all
likely to win at the end of
projections. Yeah, it's all
yeah,
projections.
exactly. And it being projections kind of makes it hard to take much into that, take much more than a
Yeah.
grain of salt, because they're doing the same thing that we are. We're just speculating,
Yeah,
and that's all
I
they can do too.
I completely
If
agree.
the MVP were to, if the season were to end today, the MVP were to be given out today, I think it should be clearly Giannis. I don't think it should be much of a contest.
He definitely has an argument.
And-
Like, don't get me wrong, he definitely has an argument.
Maybe my Bucks bias is coming into play, but I think Giannis has been
I don't
by
think
far
so.
and away the best and the most valuable.
Him or Shea, I think right now are the clear 1-2, in my opinion. But
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And if we're talking individual performances, Giannis has been performing at a higher individual level than Shea.
completely
Shea
agree.
and his team are just so dominant together. I mean, Shea. The only reason Shea's stats aren't better is because he sits out so many fourth quarters.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
unreal.
That's true.
All right, let's get into our final segment, the surprise segment that I've had planned for Max. We have talked a lot on this podcast about the global expansion of basketball and how good that is for the sport.
Oh boy.
Well, I want to test your geography knowledge a little bit. I have 15 countries, and I want you to name a player, current or former, that is
Oh.
from these countries.
Shit. Okay.
For example, if I were to say name from the United States, you would say LeBron, Stephen
LeBron
Curry,
James.
KD.
Alright.
You would say one of those, right?
Yep,
If I were to
yep,
say
yep.
Costa Rica, you would say NA because Costa Rica has never had an NBA player.
Okay, good to know.
But all these players have, all of these countries have had NBA players. All these countries actually have a current NBA player. But
All right, that's
I
good.
will allow you to
That's
name
good.
a former one if
All right,
you
all right.
cannot think of a current one.
All right.
All right, are you ready? We're starting off easy, and we're gonna get harder and harder.
All right. Yeah,
If
I'm
you can
lost.
get- if you can
This
get
is
the
a-
last- If you can get any of the last three, I will be thoroughly
all right.
impressed.
How many countries are there that you're giving me?
15.
15. Okay. All right.
15.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, first country is Canada. This should be easy.
All right.
This
Yeah.
is just a warm.
So Canada, I'm gonna go with my boy Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks, perfect. You could have gone Shea, you could have gone Jamal Murray. A lot of options for that.
Could have
Dylan
went with.
Brooks,
Oh, I should have
very
gone Lou Gents. I should have gone Lou Gents. Dang it. All right. Whatever.
Dort.
Yeah. Whatever.
The torture chamber.
All right, Brooks.
But we're
Lock me
we're off to a
in.
strong start. One
Lock
of
me
one.
in.
All right. Second country is Spain.
Easy.
They do have a current player. They have a lot of notable former players, but I want to see if you
Yeah.
can name the current player.
All right. Screw that. I'm going to the Gasol brothers. both
Yeah,
of
that's
them.
the obvious one. So
Yeah.
I'm giving you credit for Spain. You got that, but I want to see if you can name the current one.
All right. Oh my
He's
god.
a rookie this year.
Oh, the most recent player I could think of that was Spanish was Ricky Rubio, and I'm trying to think of guys that were like
He's not in the league anymore.
I know. Current rookie. Can you give me the conference? What conference does he play in?
Eastern.
Eastern rookie. God, he probably plays for a bum squad like the Nets or something.
Plays for a squad that rocks green.
Oh, it's Gonzalez on the Celtics.
Yeah, there you go. Hugo Gonzalez.
I would have never
drafted
got
this
him.
year
I would
by
have
the
never
Boston
got him.
Celtics.
I would have never got him without the hints. But all right, I'll take the Gasol brothers.
in the like the way too early mock drafts, he was projected as a top 5 pick. That's the only reason I know his name is because he ended up being a draft slide.
He's good off the bench. He's a good hustle guy. He reminds me a lot of Josh Hart. He's very much like Josh Hart.
I expect him to find a place in the league, especially with the Celtics. They're going to develop him very well.
Yeah.
All right, 2 for 2. We're off to a good start. Next up, another easy one. Should be another layup. We got France.
Oh yeah, easy money. France, so easy. We're gonna go with Nick Batum for that one.
Batum is indeed French. That does count. You could have gone Fournier. You could have gone Tony Parker. You could have gone Wemby. You could not have gone Joel Embiid because while he has French nationality and he plays for the U.S. team, he was born in Cameroon, so that would not have counted for this.
Yeah, no, I would never go Embiid for France. Absolutely not.
But Batum, that you're 3 for 3. All right, 4th up on the list, we have Serbia.
Okay.
It has one obvious one. I want to see if you can get any other non-obvious one.
Yeah, I know exactly who he played with in the Olympics. It's Bogdanovic, his buddy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yes,
Bogdanovic.
of course, dude.
On the Clippers.
Come on. With the Olympics being in 2024, like these teams in the Olympics, I kind of know, but yeah, Bogdan.
Exactly. That's why I didn't want to tell you before because I wanted to see if you could come up with it off the dome. If I told you at the beginning of the episode, you would have time to think.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, we got to test that dome knowledge. You're 4-4 right now. You could have also gone Nikola Jovic on the Heat. Also Serbian, and there's also one letter off from the obvious Serbian in Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
So,
that's lame though. We're not going with the obvious ones. That's lame.
There's also Nikola Topic who currently has ball
all
cancer.
The Nikolas. All the Nikolas. All the Nikolas.
Yep, all the Nikolas. There's also Vasilije Micic, who I think is actually back in Europe right now, so I think that's outdated. And Tristan Vucevic on the Wizards. So a lot of options, but you got Bogdanovic. You're 4-4. Let's move on to our 5th country, Australia.
Gotta love the Aussies. Wow, so many to choose from. This is gonna be a pull for all those people at home. How about Matthew Dellavedova? That little pest.
We like that.
That little pest on the Cavs. Oh my goodness. He thought
who made Stephen Curry work for every bucket in the finals.
Yeah,
and couldn't do anything else, but he made Curry
I think there was a podcast with Iman Shumpert who said that Dellavedova literally puked like post game guarding Steph after that. Like he literally was like dead.
Because he was sprinting around the court for 48 straight minutes trying to keep up with Steph, who doesn't ever stop moving.
Yeah. So that's a pull.
Delly, an Aussie confirmed. You could have also gone Joe Ingles. You could have gone Kyrie Irving, actually. Kyrie Irving was born in Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Kyrie's an Aussie, part kangaroo, actually?
Kyrie is part kangaroo, full kangaroo, actually.
Oh my. Wow. Okay, interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Kyrie was born in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, Matthew Dellavedova is indeed Australian. 5 of 5. 6 up, we have one similar to Serbia, where there's an obvious one, but I want to see if you can get any of the not obvious ones. With this country being Slovenia.
Oh shit! I don't. All right, I'm stumped. I think. Let me think. This is the first hard one. There's an obvious Slovenian player. You're telling me?
Yes, there is an obvious Slovenian player.
Oh, okay. Yep, I got it. Okay, let me think of his teammates.
There's also a former All-Star point guard of the 2010s that is from Slovenia.
Okay, so Slovenia. Who played?
Hold on. Say the obvious one just so we can give you credit.
Luka.
There you go.
So, all right. Now, I almost didn't get that. When you said Slovenia, my mind did not go to Luka. I was kind of brain fogged there for a minute. All right. Point guard, all-star from the 2010s. Is that what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Okay. It's got to be like, this is going to be so racist, but it's got to be someone white. Like, that's exactly where my mind, goes.
Okay, this player is white. I will give you that.
So, like, white point guards in the 2010s that were absolute studs. There
Here,
can't,
you
there
here,
can't be
you
that
got this.
many.
You got Luca. So we'll move on. You're 6 of 6 still. You still got that perfect
Who
record.
is the all-star
but-
guard?
Goran Dragic.
Oh, okay, yeah, I never would have got there. How many
Former
times?
Miami Heat.
How many times was he an all-star?
He's
Like
only-
once.
One time.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I mean,
Okay, yeah.
he is by name. He is a former All Star.
Yeah, oh no, I'm not taking that
Okay.
away from him, but I'm just saying, like, I was thinking of multi-time all-stars. So
Okay. Here we got a bit of a trick one for you. You're gonna
Oh,
think this one is
Jesus.
obvious, but it's not. We have
Okay.
Greece.
Greece. All right, so Giannis, you're gonna tell me he wasn't born in Greece, so I'm guessing like that
Correct.
doesn't count.
He was born in Nigeria.
Okay, so Giannis doesn't count. So this has to be an NBA former or current. Now, oh my God, were Giannis's brothers born in Greece? Jesus Christ.
Okay, I will say you're onto the right track there. You're onto the right track there.
It's got to be one of his brothers. I would think. Like, I can't think of any other current player that's Greece or that's Greek. I mean, it's got to be one of his brothers. Who's the youngest of the three?
Alex, but he's technically never made the NBA. He's never been on an NBA roster, so we're not counting him.
So
they have one other.
So it's
they have.
How many brothers does
It's
he
not
have?
Thanasis.
3 or 2?
He has 5. There's 5 on.
Oh Jesus. Okay. So it's not Thanasis. It's not Giannis. It's his other brother that I don't know his first name. Jesus.
He won a championship with the
I
Lakers.
know he did. I know he did. God damn it. I don't know.
And he was
his
born
name.
in Greece.
All right, let me see if there's any former players. Hold on. I'm counting this as a win because I know who it is. I just can't think of his name.
Unless you say his first name, I'm not giving you it.
This is bullshit.
You gotta get the first. You could. It's Antetokounmpo. You could say that. It could mean 5 different players.
Greek. Are there any like all-time greats that were Greek? Like,
there's one guy who wasn't an all-time great, but aside from Giannis, I think he's the only other Greek all-star.
oh Jesus, I probably.
He's made a few of them. He played in the early 2000s. He currently has a son in college playing D1 basketball at the University of Illinois.
Wow, that was a major hint, and I have no idea. Oh, wait. Illinois got a dog at point guard. That might be his son. I don't know his name though. All right, I'm locking in Antetokounmpo. Now let me figure out this first name because this is bullshit that you're not giving this to me.
But Giannis and Thanasis were not born in Greece.
And it's not Alex Antetokounmpo.
Well, Alex Antetokounmpo was, but he's never played in the NBA.
There's a fourth
He's
one.
not
I
an
thought there
NBA
was
player.
I thought there was only 3.
Well, there's actually a 5th one. The oldest, Francis Antetokounmpo, never played basketball.
I mean, Giannis, Thanasis, and then Alex. Like, what are these names? Like, there's no letter. They don't all start with the same letter. They don't all.
You want to come back to Greece, or we move on? Come back to Greece.
Yes, let's come back to Greece. I'm counting
All
that
right.
as a win. That's a win.
All right, we'll agree to disagree there, and move on to Turkey. You have actually quite a few notable options from Turkey you could choose from, current and former.
Yeah, my mind, I think I have one, and I'm not even going to waste people's time here. I'm going to lock this in. Final answer, Nurkic. Is he from Turkey?
Nurkic is not from Turkey, no.
Where is he
Yusuf
from?
Nurkic is Bosnian.
God damn it. I thought he was Turkish.
Yusuf Nurkic is not Turkish. You could have gone Alperen Şengün. You could have gone Enes Kanter / Enes Freedom. You could have gone Hito Turkoglu, Furkan Korkmaz, Shedi Osman, Ersan İlyasova. There were a lot of Turkish options there. And Şengün is a current all-star.
Yeah, I don't know where Şengün's from, to be honest, but now I do. Nurkic is from Bosnia. All right.
Nurkic is Bosnian. He is not Turkish.
All
So I don't know if we're giving you credit for Greece or not. We're for sure not giving you credit for Turkey.
I got that one wrong.
Oh.
I'll admit it. I got that one wrong.
All right. Next up, we have Finland.
Oh Jesus, this is gonna be bad now.
There's only one pretty obvious one here. If you name another one aside from the obvious one, I will be beyond impressed. But there's one obvious one, and you should get it.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Lock in.
Current All-Star.
Current All-Star.
Current player. Not current. Current player. He's been in the All-Star game before.
Okay. So. Oh, that's got to be him. There's no other way around. You giving me the hint that he's been in it, but not in it now. Is it Markkanen?
Yes, Lauri Markkanen.
Okay.
Finished.
That was a huge hint. That was a huge hint. Shout out.
Other than that, I don't think you would have named another. There's no other relevant players. There is a Finnish player, an 18-year-old who is a projected first-round pick in the upcoming draft. But aside from that, no other very notable Finnish basketball players. All right, next up, very similar to Finland. Not a ton of answers, but there is one really obvious one: Latvia.
One super obvious one.
He's been in multiple All-Star games. Current player still. Actually just changed teams this offseason.
Just changed teams. Multiple All-Star appearances this offseason. Interesting. I think I got it. Porzingis.
What's on the brain? There you go. Kristaps Porzingis.
All right.
Latvian indeed. The other one that you may have been able to get is Davis Bertans, but that would have been a hell of a pull.
No, I would never have gotten Bertans from Latvia. No way. No way.
Yeah, Porzingis is the obvious Latvian answer.
Yeah, okay.
And again, sticking with the theme for this next country, not a lot of obvious answers, but there actually are a good amount. You should get this one right. We have Lithuania.
Oh my God.
Right below Latvia, actually. These countries are bordering the last two.
Lithuania. Who's from Lithuania? Let's lock in here. Lithuania.
The one obvious one is current player, former All-Star.
Former player? No, current player.
Current player, former All-Star.
Lithuania,
and when I say former, I just mean they weren't All-Stars last year.
Yeah, I understand.
That's what I mean by former.
I'm just trying to go through teams that are Lithuania. The one guy I'm thinking of, and I just have no idea what country this guy's from, is Jonas Valanciunas. I have no idea where this guy's from. And I'm just trying to think, is there do I just start guessing him for every country? I don't know. I don't know until I get him
start
right.
Guessing him for every country.
He's the one guy that keeps coming back in my head that's where's this guy from? And it's I can't figure it out. So Lithuania, All-Star, former All-Star.
Okay, well, Valanciunas was not an All-Star. So
I know. So that rules him out for this one.
That's not the player
That rules him out for this one. It's just patience. This is a big one. I really want to stay perfect. Well, actually, I got Turkey wrong.
You're not. You got Turkey wrong.
Yeah, I got Turkey wrong. Never mind. I really want to stay perfect since I got Turkey wrong.
So you want to get the last three right?
Correct. Very correct. Yes.
Quick maths. We're like that on the Hoopers Lounge.
Oh my gosh. I need to pull up the teams. I'm not cheating. Everyone thinks I'm going on my phone. I'm pulling up teams. I'm not looking at people on the roster. I'm just looking at their logos because I think that will spark my.
Okay, we can come back to Lithuania.
All right, let me just hold on. Hold
or
on. Like, former All-Star. Oh, was he never an All-Star? Fudge. I don't know if he was. I don't think he was an All-Star.
are you locking in or?
He was an All-Star, but I don't think he is. He from Lithuania? Locking in Sabonis.
Correct. Domantas Sabonis is Lithuanian.
Yes.
That is the obvious one.
Yes.
And your guy Jonas Valanciunas is also
Was
Lithuanian.
I knew it. I knew
That
it.
would have been right too. You could have also gone Arvydas Sabonis, Domantas' dad. You could have gone Matas Busalis on the Bulls.
Yep.
You could have gone Ilgauskas, the former Cleveland All-Star.
This was what I was looking at, by the way. I'm not cheating, guys. I was just looking at the Western Conference standings, and I saw the Kings logo, and I was like, Sabonis, All-Star, Lithuanian. Had to be him.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yes.
Sabonis is Lithuanian. All right. This is your last, I would say, medium one before we get into the three difficult ones. A recent powerhouse in European basketball, we have Germany.
Oh, that's easy. Dennis Schroeder. All right, here we go. We're back.
Yeah, Schroeder.
We're back to just
you got Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
And you could have gone with either of the Wagner brothers as well.
Yeah.
Franz or Moritz.
We're going Dennis. All right, that felt good. That was right off the dome. Didn't have to think about that one. That was good.
All right. Here, I think there are only two players who you could possibly get for this country. The third is a big maybe, but the third player would be a hell of a pull. There are only two realistic options for Montenegro.
Oh dear God! All right, are these current players? Like, of the two
of these players
that you think,
okay,
I can
one
get.
is current. One is current. The other is former, and the other one that I think you might know the name of is also former.
All right, so one current player, one former from Montenegro.
The current player has also made an All-Star appearance before.
Oh. All right, Montenegro. This is gonna be tough. Going back to my logos here. Let's see. Like, this is gonna be the hardest one by far so far.
I'll just wait for the next two then.
Well, I mean, you never know. Maybe my ball knowledge is better on the other two.
That would be quite absurd.
Montenegro. All-Star from Montenegro. Could you tell me what continent Montenegro's in?
Europe.
All right, thank you.
This is the start. Max, there aren't any NBA players that have recently been in the All-Star from any other continent except North America and Europe.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I guess Siakam from Africa is the only other one.
Well, that's exactly what my mind went to was Siakam when I saw the Pacers logo, but I didn't think Montenegro was in Africa, so I was just double checking. God, this is hard.
Montenegro is in Europe.
Former All-Star, current player. It's oh my God. Everyone I'm thinking of is American, I think. Like, that's the problem. Like, I can't.
Here's another hint I will give you. All three of these players that I think you might know all have the same first name.
Oh dear God. Jesus. That hurt me. I mean, it helped, but it hurt at the same time. Like, same name. Yeah,
if you are an NBA player from Montenegro, you most likely have this name.
There's just it's tough. It's a tough look for me right here. All right, we got to lock in a guess here. So think he's American. Like all these guys, I think are American.
I think you just got to take a chance. Hope for the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. We're gonna lock in. We're going to lock in.
If you get this right, I'm gonna lose my shit.
We're going to lock in. CJ McCollum. I think he's American though.
See, CJ McCollum is very American.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not Montenegrin.
Yeah.
The current player, former All-Star, is Nikola Vucevic. The other two players who you might have heard of are Nikola Mirotic and Nikola Pekovic. Nikola Pekovic actually just got arrested in his home country.
All right, yeah, no, that's a wrong. I was never gonna get Vooch. I don't think. I would have assumed he'd be from like Lithuania or Slovenia or one of those countries. Okay.
Yeah, Vooch is Montenegrin.
That was tough. That was tough.
These last two are your two toughest ones.
Oh,
there are one player, current player from both of these countries, and I will be shocked if you know any other former player from these countries. So there is basically only one correct answer, is what I'm saying.
Lock in, man.
First up, we have Portugal.
This guy definitely.
This guy is backup center, is what I will tell you.
Backup center. Definitely not an all-star.
Not an all-star.
Backup center from Portugal.
Like I said, if you can get any of these last three, I will be thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
You failed in Montenegro. Let's see if you can get Portugal or this next one.
Let's go. Backup center from Portugal? Like, this is just such a shot in the dark. I don't even know half these teams' backup center, let alone if they're from Portugal. Let's go Daniel Gafford.
Daniel Gafford, unfortunately, very American, very Southern, was born in Arkansas, not from Portugal.
Yeah.
The Portuguese center in the league is Neemias Queta. Backup center for the Boston Celtics.
Okay, yeah, I would argue he's their starting center, but...
Queta is as starting center? Has he been their starting center?
Yeah, this season he's been their starter. Luka Garza's their backup.
Okay, well, my bad. I was a shit hit then.
That's okay. I wasn't gonna. If you had said starting center, I still don't think I would have got there. But he has not been a backup this year.
Okay, my bad. All right, Neemias Queta from Portugal. All right, last one. I'm not gonna say backup center. Okay, fringe starter / backup center is what I will say.
Nice.
How about that?
Well said. Well said.
From Austria, one player who you would know from this country.
Austria. All right, he's got to be white.
He is white.
Fringe center from Austria. All right, I have a guy in mind. I'm going to look through the rest of these logos, but one of these logos just gave me a freaking great idea. No. I think he's American. No. Okay. Oh, shit. I'm between two.
Two.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to go with my gut, but if it's the other guy, I'm going to be pissed.
All right, let's hear it.
Hold on. I'm still looking through the logos. Let me get through the rest of the teams. Fuck, I'm between three. Oh, no.
Between three? This is getting worse.
Okay,
you might as well stop looking through the logos before you get a fourth.
All right, yeah, no. All right, the logos I have, I'm going to name all three before I lock in my final answer. I have Jakob Poeltl, Zubac, and Hartenstein. And because you said fringe starter, I want to rule out Zubac just for that sole purpose. You said fringe starter, so I think this guy's like in and out of the lineup. Does this guy... Hartenstein is kind of in and out of the lineup, but he does start a lot for them. Like, he starts a lot. And Poeltl, God, did the Raptors ever play small ball? I don't think so. I think he always starts at center for them. They're the only white starting centers I can think of. I'm going with my gut. I'm saying Jakob Poeltl. Final answer. That was my gut.
Poeltl is correct.
Yes!
Poeltl is Austrian.
Yes!
And the only Austrian player that is
on.
currently in the NBA. The only one whose name I even recognize
Tee me up.
as an Austrian
Tee
basketball
me
player.
up.
So, hell of a way to finish it off. That is what we like to see. So,
Hold
you
on.
got Turkey wrong, you got Montenegro wrong, you got Portugal wrong. Greece will give you a half point for. So that is 11.5 out of 15.
What is
a passing grade?
What's the
I'd
Greece
say
guy's name? What's his name? His first name?
Kostas.
Yeah, I never would have got that. Never in a million years. would I have
Kostas
got that.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, I never would have got that.
So
That was fun, though.
11.5 out of 15. Honestly, that's better than I thought you would do. I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed that you got Lithuania and Latvia. I
Really?
thought one of those two were going to trip you up. Like, they had
all
all
right.
these answers, but I thought one of the two were
I'll
going to
give
trip
you
you
credit though. You gave me a lot of hints. Like without these hints, I don't think I get a lot of these. So that was very helpful. But I'd still find
up.
them.
Yeah, no,
I still had to find
you
them.
figured it out. You figured it out. And
So-
you needed the help of the logo sometimes, but
Yeah,
no shame with that. No shame about that.
yeah. Very good. Very good.
All right,
That was
that'll wrap
enjoyable.
up this episode of the Hoopers Lounge podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed the basketball discussions and our new segments at the end. Leave comments down below if you want to see more of it, and we will see you guys in our next episode.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.